Okay, so this is the program which will take now, super.member. So here we have a class A. Here we are trying to declare the int I, right? And then we have the class B, where we are trying to extend A, what you call, and there we are trying to write int I. And within the class B, we are writing B int A comma int B. And this is the constructor for the class B. Within that, we are calling super I dot A. That means the variable I which is there in the super class A is being assigned the value of A, which is got from the constructor over here in the parameters over here, and we are trying to write the show method over here, where we are trying to print the super dot I, and then we are trying to print the value of I. So this is super dot I, this is I. So here we are writing a what you call main class with use super, and there we are trying to write main and string args with the B sub OB equal to new B1 comma 2. Okay, B sub OB equal to new B1 comma 2 and sub OB dot show. Okay, we'll take this code. So what it is showing is, again, this 1 and 2, it is going to pass to the what you call constructor over here, and within this it's to the value of A, which is known as 1, is going to go to the I of the super class, and 2, it is going to the normal value of I. So that means it is going to print over here super I value equal to 1 and I value equal to 2. These are the two things it has to print when we call this method. When we call this method, it goes to the show and tries to print this super dot I, it prints 1, and I, it prints as 2. That is the result we should get. So we should remove the code which is part of the earlier program, and that's what we are trying to do. So now, we have not written here class A, so we need to write that class A. And within this, I should put a brace and then int I semicolon. Okay, this is what we had, and then we'll try to run this. Okay, so again, wherever that main method is there, that particular class should be declared as public. Okay, so I think one more, where is it? Closing brace is expected. So this brace, this brace, this brace, it is all right, and might be, where is it? This brace, this and this is over, this and this is over, this and this might be, is it line number 4? Line number 4, yes. I think, yes, we have one more, right? So we had one more brace, that's why it was needed. Yes. So I in the superclass is equal to 1 and I in the subclass is equal to 2. So that's how we can try to access the I separately in each of the case. Okay, that's how we can access I separately in each of the case. Now let us go for the other one which has the arguments, right? Which has the arguments, and then see how we can, see that. So it just means the parameter list or correspondingly the argument list is the second example over here. So in this, rather than taking the example which he has taken over here, we can again go for the example in the book. We'll run through this and see what he has done, and then we'll see what is done in the book, and then we can try to see how they are different and what they are trying to do. So class A is the parent class with int A, B, C over here, and we have put a constructor A with int P, Q, R, with A being assigned to P, P being assigned to A, Q being assigned to C, R being assigned to C over here, right? Then we have a class B which extends A with another variable int D, and then we have a constructor over here which calls the super LMN. Super LMN. So super LNM is going to call the constructor of the super class. That is, it's going to call the constructor of this. So within the constructor of the class B, we are calling the constructor of the superclass, and again trying to assign the value again, whatever, LMN. Indirectly, LMN are assigned to QR. PQR are assigned to ABC. Okay, LMN becomes the arguments here. So now PQR become the parameters here. These arguments are passed to these parameters, and those parameters values are again going to A, B, C over here. And then the O value which is there over here is going to go to D. So LMN are the values which are there in the, what you call the constructor here. Same LMN we are using, this become the argument, and now this becomes, they go to the parameter here. From the parameters, they are assigned to ABC to D. The value of O is assigned from here itself. Okay, so then it will print the value of A, B, C, D. So now we are just calling a class B which extends A of the type which is B equal to new B 4387 B dot show is what we can try to call. Now say if we try to write A dot, A dot A might be new A comma, we need to write only the 3 parameters. Okay, we are supposed to write only the 3 parameters. Okay, if you write 4 parameters, it's going to give you the error because A is an object of the type A. Okay, if you write an object of the type of the parent class, you should write correspondingly only the 3 parameters. That's otherwise it is going to show a error. Otherwise it is going to show an error. So thus it is going to print that value and take those values 4387 and print it there. Okay, it's going to print it there. Now let us go back to the book and see the code which he has put. Okay, and then we can.
So we completed. We also made the chatbot app, right? Okay. So what we have is still 48.
So here we have the, what you call, box weight extends box, and we are trying to put double weight, and then box weight W double.
And then you will move that comment to the 96 class. And the 144.
double W, double H, double D, double yum with the value super WHD and weight yum. Okay, so going in the on the same lines, you can see we have written here the class box with private double width, private double height, private double W. This is the parent class. This is the object again of the parent class only. Same, we are just trying to pass an object there also of its type. Then we have another constructor with the three different parameters, another default constructor where we don't have any parameters, another constructor with one parameter over here where we are just trying to equate with the height and depth equal to same. Then again the volume. So this is the original program itself which we have written. And then the class box weight extends box is what we are writing, and double weight. And then we are trying to call here the super OB. Super OB is the object of the super class, that is the box rather than the object of this class, right? And then we are trying to call the method OB.weight over here. We are trying to call the OB.weight parameter over here. Okay, and then we are trying to assign it to the weight itself, right? We are trying to assign it to the weight itself, right? So then we have here the what we call what you call box weight constructor with all the four values, the width, the height, the depth, and the mass. Okay. So then you have the, okay, then you are trying to call the super WHD and weight M over here. And then within the box weight, we are trying to call the super method over here and weight -1. Okay, then again we are taking another constructor. Okay, another constructor. This super will call the super constructor of the same type. This will call the what you call super length, will call the super constructor of the box weight, which is known as box. Right. So then we have a demo super class wherein we are just trying to pass, for my box one, the four parameters. In turn, this will call the corresponding, what you call constructor. It will go to the corresponding constructor, and the corresponding constructor there is the values where we have the four different parameters of the box weight. Yes, this one where we have the four different parameters, right? So that is the one which it is calling. Then from there, you can see that it calls the super WHD. That means it will go to its parents constructor and assign the width, the height, and the depth, and take its value from there, and then the weight is taken on to the the 34.3 value is taken here. Similarly, for my box 2, 2, 3, 4, again it takes from here, it goes to that constructor and goes from there internally. It calls the super constructor and then assigns the value, and 0.076 it will call from here. Then the third, what you call object tries to call from the default, constructor with no parameters being mentioned there. That is over here, and it calls the box default constructor because of the super keyword here, and weight it takes the value as -1. Okay, other values it already takes as -1 from the super box class. because of the default values of width, height, and length as -1, -1, -1. Then then we have below that the what you call another mycube object, which calls only the two parameters 3 and 2. This 3 is corresponding to the double length, and this goes again calls the super length. In the super length, if you see, that is the box constructor. There we have mentioned the values which are width equal to height is equal to length is equal to length. Okay, and then the weight is equal to 2. Then correspondingly, we have here my clone with only one parameter, which is known as my box1 object. Okay, my box1 object. Okay, so it goes and calls the corresponding super class. It goes and calls the corresponding so to say object constructor, where we have mentioned the what you call parameter as the object of the class mybox. Okay, then we have here the double volume. We call mybox.volume and print that. mybox2.volume we call and print that, and so on. Then we'll try to print each of the weight also. mybox1.weight, mybox2.weight. Similarly, mybox3.volume and mybox3.weight. Then similarly, myclone dot volume, and then myclone.weight. Okay, then mycube.volume, and then mycube.weight. All of them it is going to print. So this is a huge program, right? So we can try to run this code and see how what is the result which we get for this. So let us copy this from here. So this is too long a code. Try to understand this code because it's rather important. The rest of the code will take from the next page. So this I should remove because it is printing unnecessary things. Okay. So again, we should write wherever that main method is there, that particular class as public. Otherwise, say if you try to run this, we know very well that it is going to show us that no public class, no public class. So therefore, we need to write here public for the class which has the main method. So you can see that it's going to print mybox1's volume, then mybox1's weight, mybox2's volume, mybox2's weight, mybox3 default. This will call the default constructor and its weight and volume, and then the myclone where you have all those different values, and it's going to print that 3000 there. And similarly, the mycube, which is 3 into 3 into 327, it's going to take that value and print over here. So this clone is corresponding to the object. That means whatever we have here, it calls that only. That is what is my clone. Okay, this is all the length and the width and the height are same 333. That's why it gives 27, and 2 value it gives for the weight. Okay, so this is the code which we have now.